How much of the challenge? How much of a challenge was it playing the younger version of Anthony Hopkins in The Handmaid's Tale?
It was and it wasn't. I did go and watch all of his movies that I could find at Blockbuster so that I could pick up pieces of his mannerisms. But my character undergoes such a transformation from when I play him to when he's played by Anthony Hopkins that it wasn't necessary to do a dead-on impersonation. And we actually shot my part of the movie first. So when he came on set, he was able to watch my footage like he was watching a home video of himself as a younger man. And when I finally saw the movie put together, I saw Anthony Hopkins doing a little bit of Wentworth Miller, which was flattering, to say the least. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the screenplay you wrote, and what's it about, and how are prospects for getting it?
I have never written a screenplay.
It's just down here, I'm just reading.
I have written a treatment, which is simply an outline for a screenplay. I'm not a writer, or at least I'm not a writer yet. I know that there's a science involved, and I haven't figured out quite how that science works. I'm looking to kind of piggyback onto someone else who is going to take my treatment, get excited about it, and turn it into a screenplay. It's gratifying that I'm able to turn my attention to these projects that are sort of self-generated, because it means that I'm now at that level of the business where it's not just about what parts are casting, but can I generate my own parts? Can I come up with my own stories that I want to tell and be a part of? And it's going to be an uphill battle. It's nothing that we're going to do immediately, but I've been meeting with some extraordinary writers and directors, people who've achieved real success in this business, and it's because of Prison Break. I mean, the show has opened up the doors that have allowed me access to these individuals. So the fact that I get down to sit and sit down and talk with Patty Jenkins, who was responsible for Monster, and hash out my little idea is a tremendous thing.
How would you like to see it end for Michael?
Well, that's a very good question. It's a complicated question as well, because I think there's every chance that Lincoln will be exonerated for the attempted murder of the vice president's brother, or whatever it was that they had put him behind bars for, because of course he's innocent, and once we bring down the government conspiracy, I think that kind of blanket pardon is probably a reality. However, Michael did in fact rob a bank, and they have in fact committed a number of crimes since leaving Fox River State Pen. So Michael would have to get a pardon too, or else he's looking at some very serious time behind bars. If they're wise, they wouldn't put him back at Fox River, since he'll still have the tattoo. But that remains to be seen.
Will life always be complicated for the likes of Sarah and Michael?
I think so. I hope so, for the sake of their relationship. I think it's for the best that we keep as many complications and obstacles between them as possible. I mean, these are two individuals whose connection is defined by why they can't get together. You'll never see them, I don't think, swinging in a hammock together somewhere, south of the border. I mean, that'd be great for a scene, but Sarah and I thrive on complexity and tension and, what's left unsaid in that moment. And we've worked hard to really grade the course of our relationship in small, incremental amounts. And a lot of people ask, well, what about second season? When are these guys going to get together? And I said, well, it may take a little bit longer than you're hoping, because first season there was 1,000 reasons why not. Now there are 100,000 reasons why not, up to and including Michael set in motion a chain of events that led to the murder of her father. So I don't think that that's something that she's going to easily get over. Plus which, he betrayed her in the most profound way at the end of season 1. Sent her into a spiral that resulted in a potential overdose. Did not tell her that 6 other hardened criminals would be escaping along with himself and Lincoln. So Michael really has a lot to answer for. And what the writers are now doing, which I think is very smart, and the only believable way to prolong their relationship is that now that Sarah has been sucked into the middle of this government conspiracy, it's becoming clear that Michael is her only potential lifeline. So even though he's now the last person in the world that she thinks she could trust, she may have no choice, which is good news for me.
Prison Break has been a big international success. How has that been for you when traveling abroad?
Dominic and I were in France to promote the show not too long ago, and we were like 50% of the Beatles. I mean, it was kind of extraordinary. I think it took that trip to really make me understand that the show is a much, much bigger hit overseas than it is here. Here, we're a moderate success. Overseas, we're like Lost is here. And I think it's because the show, my pet theory is that it's because the show plays on a different level. I think people appreciate the same things we do here, the action, adventure, the suspense, the romance, etc. But I think there's certain things that we probably don't pay that much attention to in the States. The government conspiracy, the issues regarding the death penalty and the penal system, punishment versus rehabilitation, etc., etc. All these hot-button issues that I believe overseas people probably very much associate with the United States and probably appreciate watching the show because it touches on all of these things that they might find thought-provoking and titillating. They might see it as, kind of juicy expose of everything that's, wrong with the States today. Whatever reason they have for tuning in, I'm grateful for it because on a personal level, we've now, fortunately or unfortunately, gotten to the point in the feature film world where the best actors for the roles are not getting cast. It's the people who have the broadest fan base. And because Prison Break is now an international success, it means that my name is now one of those that has some sort of worth in the foreign market, which means it's more likely that I'll get that great role that I want to tackle in a feature film.